Hello, Rhonda here with a beginner ab workout. You won't need any equipment at all except for your mat. I'll be showing progressions as well as modifications. Let's get started. Let's start with our knees bent, feet flat on the floor. And we're just going to roll down onto our mats. Bring your arms down by your side. Walk the feet in a little bit. We're going to just start off with some nice, easy pelvic tilts. Tilting your pelvis towards you. And then you're going to add a little lift. Add a little space between your bottom and the mat. It's a very small movement. 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. All right, now go ahead and bring your hands behind your head, elbows out wide in your peripheral vision. You're going to take an inhale, exhale to lift. Maybe with each repetition, come up a little bit higher. But your fingertips are just lightly placed at the base of your head, just for support. We're not pulling on the head, neck at all. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and bring your arms down by your side. Legs come in tabletop position. Warming up the lower abs, we're going to come into alternating single leg heel taps. So you're trying to keep that same angle, 90-degree angle from the back of the thigh to the calf. We're going to go 4 more on each side. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now moving into double taps. As you're lowering and lifting, you're trying to keep those lower ribs anchored onto your mat, core engaged. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Plant your feet onto the mat. And then we're going to zip up the legs. Knees together, ankle bones touching. And then you're just going to tilt your knees over to one side, then the other. Moving into torso rotations. Try to keep the shoulders down as you move from side to side. 4 more. Left, right, 1 more on each side. Let's go ahead and bring the knees back to center. Separate the feet about hip bone distance apart. You're going to place your left hand behind your head, elbow out to the side. Right hand pulses on the outside of that left thigh. We're going to be doing about 15 pulses here. First 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, other side. Right hand behind the head. Left hand reaches towards the outside of that right thigh. About 15 repetitions here. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. All right, bring your arms back down by your side. Float the legs back into tabletop position. Both hands behind your head, elbows wide in your peripheral vision. Now coming into some crunches with your legs in tabletop. Again, fingertips are just lightly placed at the back of the head for support. No pulling on the neck at all. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, now keep the legs in tabletop position. You're going to bring the right elbow towards the opposite knee, alternating right and left. Moving in a little rotation. Try to keep a little space between the chin and the chest. And we're going to add on to this bicycles. Pedaling those feet. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. All right. Let's go ahead and bring the arms up towards the ceiling. And legs come up towards the ceiling too, so your arms are parallel to your legs. We'll just start off with moving the legs. So you're going to bring one leg down, then the other. Now we're going to move into dead bugs. So as you're lowering your left leg, your right arm comes overhead. As you're lowering your right leg, your left arm comes overhead. Opposite limbs reach down towards the floor. If you need to modify, you can also keep a little bend in the knees. 3, 2, and 1. Nice. All right, let's go ahead and release the hip flexors a bit. Bring the feet about as wide as your mat, away from your bottom, and windshield wipe those knees from side to side. We're going to make our way into a seated position. So go ahead and come into seated. Knees bent, feet flat on the floor. We're going to come into some roll downs, or I should say half roll downs. Maybe with each repetition, come down a little bit further. Four more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Now we're going to come back into rotation. So bring the heels down, the toes up. Get some good length in through the spine. Engage the abs. Lean slightly back. Bring one hand on top of the other, and then you're going to do double pulses over to one side, then the other. Pulse, 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 pulse. If you'd like to make this a little bit more challenging, you can lift the feet up. Or not. We're doing about 10 to 15 on each side. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. All right, we're gonna release those hip flexors. So go ahead and bring your legs into a 90-degree angle. Calf muscle from the hamstring, hands behind you, and then just windshield wipe the knees from side to side. This also helps with mobility in the hip. Let's go one more on each side. All right. And then we'll give it a little bit of a stretch. So straighten out those legs. Sit up nice and tall. Reach your arms up, out, forward and down. Head for the shins, the ankles, the toes, whichever you can reach for. Stretching out that lower back and the hamstring. Couple more breaths here. All right, let's go ahead and make our way onto all fours. We're gonna start off nice and easy here. We're in a quadruped position, wrists in line with elbow, in line with shoulders, knees directly underneath the hips. Let's just warm up the spine a little bit by flexing and extending in some cat-cows. Really drawing the navel in as you flex, dropping the belly down as you come into extension in your cat-cows. Just a couple more rounds. Bring your spine back to neutral, and we're gonna move into an exercise called bird dog. So reach the left arm forward and the right leg back, keeping the hips nice and even. Take a little pause here and then switch. Right arm, left leg extends, and then switch. Left arm, right leg, working on a little balance here, and switch. Right arm, left leg. Last time, and then bring it back to all fours. Right, you're gonna make your way into a plank position, and you're gonna come into shoulder taps. The hand taps the opposite shoulder. If you need to modify, you can come down on your knees. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Now we're going to come onto our forearms. Elbow is directly underneath the shoulders. Come up on those toes, and then we're going to dip the hips to one side then the other. Going to your own range of motion, maybe just a little bit of a tilt. We're more than halfway there. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're gonna come back onto all fours, but this time we're gonna bring the knees together, hands back directly underneath the shoulders. So we're gonna reach the right arm forward and then stretch the left leg back, and then we're gonna bring the right elbow towards the left knee and then extend the limbs. We're doing about 10 on each side. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and switch it. So now reaching the left arm forward, right leg back. The left elbow heads towards the right knee, and then extend and reach. Draw it in, and then reach. Four, 3, 2, and 1. All right. We're going to make our way on into a side lying position. Let's go ahead and bend the bottom leg. Hips are stacked. You're on your elbow. Coming into some hip lifts. You're going to bring your hands supported in front of you. To make it a little bit more challenging, you can bring your hand on your hip, your choice. We're going to be doing about 12 here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Now moving into an exercise called the pendulum. So you're going to lift your hips up, keeping that bottom leg bent. You're going to lift up the top leg, keeping it parallel to the floor, and you're bringing the leg forward and then back. Try to keep your upper body stable as you're moving the leg, and keep your hand supported in front of you. You're going to be doing about 8 to 10. 3, 2, and 1. All right. Before coming up and over to the other side, we're going to come into a seated wide stance. So sit up nice and tall through the center. Bring your arms out to the side, and then you're going to reach for the opposite foot in a seated windmill here. Also stretching out the backs of the legs, the calves. Come through a nice tall seated position through the center. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's make our way up and over to the other side. Bottom leg bent, top leg straight, elbow directly underneath the shoulder. Coming back into those hip lifts, lift and lower. You can keep your hands supported here, or a little bit more challenging, bring your hand on your hip. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep the hips lifted for that pendulum. Lift the top leg, bring the foot forward and then back. Hand is supported in front of you. Moving with control. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Nice. All right. Let's go ahead and stretch out the abs. We're done with our ab work here. So go ahead and come onto your stomach. Palms facing down, forearms anchored. And then you're going to lift here into an extension. And slowly lower. Inhale to lift. And then exhale to lower. If you'd like to come into a deeper extension, bring your hands a little bit closer towards your shoulders and then come up on your hands in extension. One more. All right, we're gonna shift the hips towards the heels to stretch out the back. Elbows are lifted, fingertips are shifting forward. Go ahead and walk your hands to the left side of your mat. Right hand on top of left hand. Bring the hips over to the left. Recenter the hips. Walk your hands to the center, over to the right side of your mat, placing your left hand on top of right, hips over to the left. And then go ahead and bring it back to center. Come into a seated position. Cross-legged position. Reach both arms up. Exhale, float those arms down. 2 more times. Last time here. Nice job.